Western's 13th annual Fallen Soldiers 5K took place over the weekend and was a huge success. I followed up with Western Foundation Office's Director of Donor Relations and Special Events, Drew Donahue, to recap Saturday's race.
I think overall it was a really great day. We had a great turnout. The weather turned out really well. I know beforehand we were a little nervous about the rain and how chilly it might be being the first week of November. The rain ended up holding out until Sunday, so that worked out really well for us. And it was a little chilly in the morning, but everybody said that it was really good running weather by the time 9 o'clock rolled around and the race actually started. So great feedback from people. People seemed to have a really good time. And overall, I think it was a really good day.
This year's race went above and beyond expectations in fundraising efforts for the Fallen Soldiers Scholarship Fund.
So typically we raise about $20,000 each year with this event. We don't have our final numbers just yet, but our total registration and the donations and sponsorships and other gifts in kind that we received, it's looking like we're right on track to being right around 20,000 and maybe a little bit more this year.
Since COVID-19, the number of runners have been declining, but this year, Drew and his team saw a leap in participants.
Total numbers of participants this year, we had about 412, I think, paid participants. 25 of them were virtual, and all the rest were in person with us on Saturday morning. And then we always have the ROTC cadets who also run as well. They run in formation, and so they don't register, but there were about 40 of them this year. So all in all, we probably had close to 460. So it was a really, really great year numbers-wise.
Conflicts during the planning process presented concerns, but in the end, it all worked out.
I think everything went really well as we could have hoped for. Definitely we had some concerns about the weather and just fitting into the fall calendar. And with daylight savings changing the next day, we didn't know how dark it might be that morning, but all of it worked out really well. We had great feedback from people about the temperature and just the time of year. So while we, as a planning committee, were a little concerned about not being in September this year, we got great feedback from people that moving to November worked really well for them. And our numbers were up a little bit this year, so that seemed to not have had a negative impact either. So I think for all of our concerns and all of our stresses and worries, it ended up being pretty okay in the end.
Congratulations to all those who ran in the 5K, and kudos to those who donated to this great cause. For News 3 reporting, I'm Bruce Klosa.